Upon entering this video, you may find yourself drawn to a specific group of cards. If so, then that is the group of cards for your reading. But if not, continue to take a moment to feel out which one of these groups of cards is calling to you. And if you need assistance, we're going to take time now to center in our energy, taking a deep breath in and out. In and out. Continuing to breathe deeply as I welcome you in here. So hi YouTube family, welcome back. I'm Venus, for those of you just tuning in for the first time, and this is a pick a card reading video. This is going to be messages from spirit or from divine source energy, that is love, from the universe, from the guides, whatever it is you believe in. And in this reading, we're going to be taking a look at your recent past, what it is you've been going through. And we're going to be taking a look at something that you may be currently struggling with, or something that may still be lingering in your life at the moment that may be blocking you. And we're going to be taking a look at what God, the universe, source energy, your guides, whatever it is you believe in, wants you to know about this particular struggle and this phase in life that you are currently in. And we're going to be taking a look at your next steps for alignment, growth, healing, and progress. So that's basically what we're going to be taking a look at in this reading. So if you haven't already, go ahead and choose your deck of cards. If you need more time, you can go ahead and pause this video right here, right now. And for those of you who already got your cards, your group picked out, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So this is group number 1 over here with turquoise. Group number 2 over here with this lovely seashell from the beach. And then this is group number 3 over here with this dried flower, okay? So we're going to be starting on group number 1, and timestamps should be available in the description box as well as in the pinned comments below. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at group number 1. Alrighty, welcome into those of you who chose group number 1 for your reading. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what you guys have been dealing with in regards to your recent past. We have the 7 of Earth, we have the King of Earth, and we have the Magician. So starting out with the 7 of Earth, this card says seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action and unnecessary worry. We got the King of Earth that says generous, professional, responsible, practical. And it says a successful time, confidently accept opportunities that you are offered. And the Midas touch, meaning everything that you touch, turns to gold. And then we have the Magician. And this card says you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. So with these 3 cards coming through for your recent past, we can safely say that with the 7 of Earth, you perhaps in the past, the further past, have been planting seeds, doing the work, learning, growing. For some of you, this is doing the spiritual work, spiritual enlightenment or ascension, putting progress into that. Okay? And you have successfully sown those seeds. Now coming into the King of Earth, we're starting to see trickles of those come in. So perhaps you may have had opportunities come in. You could have been encountering success. You could have finally start seeing how whatever you had planted in the past, whether it was all the work that you put in, whether it was you constantly working on your spiritual self, your growth, your self-healing. We're seeing results start to trickle in. And then we have the Magician card. So this is saying that you are currently in this energy of being a co-creator. You are finally feeling like things are finally starting to manifest. You are seeing the signs. You are seeing the synchronicities. Things are getting better. Life is seeming more magical. Okay, so take for example, how this can project into real life, how this can manifest in the real life. Let's say you spent some time studying a certain field, putting, research into something, perhaps even independently. The King of Earth comes through to say that all that studying that you did, let's say some of you were, studying to be an herbalist, okay? And all that research and knowledge that you do is starting to pay off, because now let's say you have people coming over to you asking you, well, how do I alleviate this with herbs? Or, oh, could you tell me a little bit about this? Or maybe you started like an account where you talk about herbs and their purposes, and you're starting to get traction from that. And then through that, the Magician energy comes in, bringing you opportunities, and you feel your energy kind of freeing up because something that you've worked so hard for is starting to bring you blessings. So that's one way that this energy can manifest, as per example, okay? So you are really in this beautiful, beautiful energy of being a co-creator in your life. You are truly in control at this moment. I feel some of you watching this right now, you perhaps are acknowledging how your emotions, your actions, the things that you do have a ripple effect out into the universe, and how that is all coming back to you right now. Some of you may be manifesting things very successfully, and it's almost miraculous, the speed and the rate at which it comes forward to you. Now, for others of you, this King of Earth could be symbolizing that you were dealing with an earth sign, somebody who is generous, professional, responsible, practical. This could be somebody who, in the past may have not had a lot. The King of Earth is somebody who has worked from the ground up. He was in the mud, building his kingdom with his people. So this is very much rags to riches type energy. And this is somebody who's very knowledgeable, practical. So this could be you coming into the actualization of this energy, or this could be you dealing with somebody who is in that energy as well. Okay, and this person could have been really helpful to you in showing you the way, showing you opportunity, perhaps mentoring you in some way, perhaps just really being there to provide for you and to help you. Okay, so that's a little bit about the recent past. If you are resonating with this, then continue watching, because these messages are definitely for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at a weakness or something that you may have been struggling with. We have awakening, and we have the Page of Earth. Okay, so this awakening card says, look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill, and it is important to be yourself. The Page of Earth says scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. And it also says good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So with these two cards, in the past, you may have been struggling, or even in the present, you may be having this struggle, this constant battle with your own spiritual awakening. And what I mean by that is, some of you watching right now, you may be going through a dark night of the soul. You may be dealing with shadow work. You may be at the really hard part of your spiritual awakening, where you are purging all these negative emotions, where you are learning all of these truths, and it's making you feel like the entire world is upside down. You kind of feel like you're going crazy. It's on that energy of, either there's something wrong with me or there's something wrong with the world. Okay, so that's for some of you. Now, for others of you, you may be feeling a bit stagnant. You may be feeling a bit stuck where you're at. And this could also be feeling stuck within your own spiritual journey, your own growth as a human being, having this human experience. You may be feeling just a little bit at a standstill. Maybe it was hard for you to really take yourself out of your head and look at things from another perspective. For some of you, this is going to be your wake-up call that you have only been focusing on your singular perspective. Perhaps this is a sign for some of you to kind of, if you're dealing with other people, if you've been, getting into it with other people, it's a sign that you need to have understanding for other people's perspectives and from where they're coming from. For a very small group of you, I'm hearing that you are either struggling with somebody in your life, family, friends, relationship problems. And for some of you, it's this feeling of, like this person isn't awake, this person isn't on the same level, or this person keeps messing up, this person keeps on doing the toxic thing, doing the unawake thing, doing the sleeping thing, okay? And for others of you, this is definitely dealing with older people in your family or your guardians. This is parents, and this is people who you feel may be closed-minded, and they may be pressuring you to do something which they think it's right. And this card, this is a very specific message that's coming through, by the way. So not all of you will resonate, but do hold on. But this card is basically saying that you need to understand that your parents, your family members, your guardians, whoever it is that you are having this resistance energy with. And what I mean by that is you're over here with, this set of thoughts, ideas, understanding, and they're over here with this set of thoughts, ideas, and understanding. If this person's constantly trying to come to you, or you're constantly trying to come to them, and y'all are trying to make each other understand both people's point of views, okay, that's creating resistance because neither of y'all are hearing each other out. So the message for you is that you need to understand that while maybe somebody may be pushing their views onto you, forcing you to think some type of way or do something, whatever it may be, they're doing it because they think it is the best for you. They're doing this because from their understanding, from where they are at in life, they understand that this is what is best. So the message coming through is that you have to understand that your parents, your family members, your guardians, the people that you're getting at it with, they are doing the best that they can with the information that they have and the information that they know. Not everybody is going to be on the same page as you. And that's something that you have to come to terms with in regards to this spiritual journey. You may be feeling stagnant because you feel a lot of pushback from people. People are calling you crazy, or people, maybe you're quiet. Maybe you keep it to yourself. Maybe you don't speak about the things that you are learning or going through because if you were to open your mouth, somebody's going to want to lock you up in a psych ward or something of that nature, or, call you out for, whatever it may be. So just having to know that people are doing the best that they can with what it is they know. And that's something that you need to understand, and that you shouldn't let these outside influences, external influences, keep you stagnant. Okay? And then we also have the Page of Earth right here. And the Page of Earth, good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging. So you may be, experiencing this block in your spiritual growth, in your spiritual journey, where it's like you could be at this level where you've already been doing the work, you've been putting it in, and now you're kind of just like, I feel like I need to level up a bit more. I feel like I need to, there's more that I need to be doing, but I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, how I'm even supposed to begin. Okay, you may be struggling with, for some of you, side note, totally unrelated to the tangent I'm on right now, but side note, some of you are struggling in school and academics, and I'm being called to tell you that you may be struggling because it's not what you're meant to be doing. I'm hearing some of you may be struggling with school right now, perhaps doing something that you're doing to make other people happy. That's going to resonate with a really small group of you, but I had to put it out there just because new areas of study were coming through. There's like something that's calling you that you would much rather do, and you're not doing that. But anyways, what was I saying? I completely derailed, and now so wanting to do something more challenging. Yeah, so you guys could just be feeling like stagnant in your spiritual growth, which is okay, completely okay. So some of you may be having a struggle right now just with spirituality, with your growth, with this whole ascension process. Completely okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what it is spirit, the universe, God, your angels, whatever it is you believe in. Okay, and I always say that in all my videos. People are like, why do you say that? Because we're all connected. We're all a family here. There's no need for me to be pressuring you guys to believe in one thing. There's truth in everything. So, but what is it that you need to know about this whole situation? What it is you're going through? We have the winged wise ones. Okay? This says angelic help and miraculous aid. Now, when I was meditating over this spread for y'all, when I was pulling these cards, this actually came out in the reverse. And when a card is in the reverse in this specific deck, this is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. All decks will be listed in the description box, but when it comes through in the reverse in this specific deck, it comes through as a challenger. Okay, this energy of the challenge, a challenger. However, this card in specific does not come to you. So in the upright, it would be an ally, and in the reverse, it'd be a challenger. Now, this card in specific, whether it's in reverse or upright, it's always coming through as an ally. Now, coming through reverse, this can be saying that you feel like you are not, being assisted by the universe. You could be feeling like you are not, I'm hearing someone being like maybe you have prayed for your guides or ancestors to give you a sign and it hasn't been coming, or maybe you have been wanting proof of this divine deeper things in life. Okay, you guys are already on this energy of manifestation and attraction, but it's you want to go deeper. You want to see the other side. For some of you, you really want to be with you want to be with the spiritual, you want to be with it. You want to know what's happening. You want to go deeper than just, surface level spirituality, manifestation. You really want to connect. And maybe some of you have been truly begging, guides, ancestors, where are you? Please prove yourself, show yourself. You've been trying to perhaps astral project. You've been trying to, open up that third eye, really see something. Okay, really have a true spiritual experience that, people talk about. Okay, and you were feeling like it's just not it. It's not been coming towards you. This card, when I saw it, it said you keep looking for a sign. The message that came through was you keep looking for a sign, but baby, you are the sign. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this from the book for you. Okay, this says, when you enter the realm of the winged wise ones, know that your sincere prayers will be answered according to the will of the divine. This also represents divine intervention and the potential of miracles to heal and transform as if by magic. Have faith. Whatever your circumstances, heavenly beings are watching over you. The winged wise ones give you a glimpse of the future by offering messages whispered on the wind. These are translated within you as inspired thought, instantly unraveling the past and revealing the present. Be aware of the higher consciousnesses in you. This is a good time to observe your thoughts through meditation. Who is observing those thoughts? That self is kin to the winged wise ones who come to help you soar. Now, I don't typically do this, but that I'm standing up now. So that sentence, who is examining your thoughts. If you take some time to sit down in meditation and you examine the thoughts that pass by, who is the examiner of those thoughts? And so this is calling to mind this book that I have here. This is called The Power of Now by, hopefully I don't butcher this, Eckhart Tolle, I hope. But it is essentially the first, I remember, so I'm still reading it. My friend recommended this to me, but they talked about almost the exact same thing, word for word, you are not You are both the observer, you are the thought, you are all of it. Who is the one, having these thoughts? Who is the one observing the thought? Do you really think it is you? So this is all about the power of being present, of being now, and understanding that you are this piece of this whole divine consciousness, that you are but a piece of this oneness. So if this concept is interesting to y'all, I highly recommend reading this book. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description box as well for you guys to check it out. But essentially what you are meant to know right now about just everything that you are going through, you are being divinely guided. Okay, I'm hearing some of you are like trying really hard to astral project, or trying really hard to like do something that you've seen happening in the spiritual. Like perhaps you think like the next step for you is to like take shrooms or psychedelics, or like perhaps you think that you really need to learn how to lucid dream, okay? And you've been practicing whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, but it hasn't been giving you the results that you want, or it's been postponed. This is saying that everything is happening in divine orchestration right now. You are being divinely guided, and so you need to take some time to step back and tune into yourself and to listen, to hear what the divine is trying to tell you, okay? Truly take some time. With the winged wise ones as well, like it said, divine intervention. For some of you, you are not meant to learn or to know how to astral project at this moment. You're not meant to be in the astral realm at this moment. So your people, your helpers on the other side, your angels, your ancestors, whatever it is you believe in, are putting that on pause for you. Not saying it's impossible, not saying that's never going to happen if they don't want it to happen. No, because we all have our free will. We all, if it's something that you want and you practice enough, you'll do it. But let me speak from an example that I have from my own experience very, very early on. When I was in high school, I was a teenager. I was trying to learn how to astral project. So every single day, I kid you not, for, 5 to even 2 hours, 5 minutes to 2 hours, I would meditate every day, practice lucid dreaming every night, meditate into sleep every night, practice all the techniques for astral projection, and it never worked for me. Never. I would always get to like the middle stages and then I'd fall asleep. I'd enter the sleep paralysis stages, fall asleep. It would never work. And then one time I was pulled into astral projection just like that. I was meditating and pulled into astral projection. Every time I've astral projected now, I've realized that I have trained for it, but I almost want to say that it's like I've been called, okay? Like every time it's happened for me, it's been on accident, or I've been called from into it, okay? So that's when I realized that for some people, it really is for them to be going in and out of the astral realms. But for me, at that time and place and period of time when I was in that stage in my life, it was more helpful for me to be grounded. And my guides would only pull me into the astral realms. I would only accidentally astral project when it was needed, when I needed to see something, learn something, understand something. Okay, so that's why I'm saying there's divine timing in everything, divine orchestration in everything. Do not resist where you currently are. Do not resist the season that you are in. Okay, there's divine intervention happening, divine orchestration happening. Don't resist it, okay? So that is that. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what baby steps you need to be taking for your highest alignments. Help shift you into your highest alignment, your highest timeline. What does that mean? That means your highest form of abundance, prosperity, health, wealth, happiness. Abundance, I already said that, but you know what I'm saying. So this is what you need to do for growth, for progress, for evolution. For those of you truly feeling stuck and it's like, I don't know what the next step is in the spiritual journey, these cards are going to tell you. We have the 8 of Earth. Okay, this says skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic and going back to school. So maybe what is needed from you is very diligent study. Maybe you really need to get to the root of whatever it is you are trying to do. Maybe some of you feel stagnant in your careers. Let's say one of you is out there, you're trying to build a music career and you feel stuck, you feel stagnant. Okay, it's like you have songs out, you're out here performing at your local bars, whatever. I have a lot of friends who are in the music industry, so it's easier for me to use them as an example. Let's say you're doing that. You're producing, you're making music, you're playing shows, but you feel stuck even though, you're doing all these things. You feel stuck. Maybe you're unsatisfied with your music. This card would then recommend for you to revisit it, to go back and put your thinking cap on and be in the mindset of a student. Okay? Maybe you're in the genre of country. Then go back and look at all the legends in your country genre and learn from them. See what it is they did. Learn from the people they learn from. Study your craft. Really know the ins and outs. Maybe it's time for you to pick up music theory. Maybe that doesn't resonate. Maybe it's time for you to learn another instrument. Maybe that doesn't resonate. Maybe it's time for you to learn how to add harmonies, okay? Learn how to really make beautiful harmonies. Maybe you are being called to approach your music in a different way. So this is just one example, but overall, getting back to studying, going back to school, training yourself, learning all you need to know about a topic. For those of you stuck in your spiritual journey, you don't know where to go from here, go towards what interests you. Let's say you are interested in, let's say you're interested in like what we were talking about earlier, herbalism, okay, herbalism. Let's say you're interested in that. Then go deep into it. Maybe you think you've already done everything you needed to do because you bought an encyclopedia of herbs and you read it through and through, and now you're like, well, what now? There's so much more. Look at how the native people of your land, what they did with the herbs, how they used it. Research from other people. Go even deeper down the rabbit hole, okay? Next, we have the Knight of Water. This says emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. Okay, so balancing emotions, that is a really big one for a lot of you. A lot of you need to learn how to balance your emotions, how to make sure that you are not controlled by your emotions. And contrary to popular belief, it is the people who refuse to feel their emotions. It is the people who refuse to, tap into their emotions and understand them that are most controlled by their emotions. People think that if they're out here holding back their anger, not expressing their anger, not ever channeling that anger or tapping into that anger, they're in control. They're not. If somebody pisses you off and you hold back and you think you're being the bigger person by not doing anything, maybe you are at the moment, but if you never do, and that anger doesn't go away, and if you never do anything with that anger, if you don't transmute it, if you don't take yourself to the gym and start punching a punching bag, or letting off some steam or transmuting that energy, it's going to stay stuck in you, and that energy is going to control you. Okay? People think that they're in control because they refuse to show or feel certain emotions. No, the emotions that you refuse to feel and show are very well the emotions that control you the most. Okay? So, with that being said, learning to balance your emotions and find a healthy and good outlet for your emotions. And then others of you, we have an invitation to a social event. So maybe you'll benefit by getting out, being with your people, having this sense of community, and just being social. Maybe you'll find opportunity through that. And then we also have the Nine of Air. So this card says, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, and sleepless nights. For those of you who are in this, I get that some of you may be like in this feeling of anxiety, okay? Maybe some of you have insomnia, have trouble sleeping, struggling with sleep, struggling with waking up, okay? Some of you just have a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, especially now. The times that we are in are crazy. You may just be your mind is your worst enemy at this point if you are stuck in that energy. Okay, constant worry, constant anxiety, constant stress, constantly expecting the worst. This card is coming forward to say, knock it off, stop it. Take a deep breath in. Relax, okay? You are creating self-fulfilling prophecies by always programming and wiring your brain to think the worst, expect the worst, and always be in this negative mindset. You need to stop. Find some time to lay down, sit down, relax, breathe, let ease flow into your body. Take out all the tension in your body. Find some time to smile, to stop, smell the roses, okay? And really to get out of your own head. Okay, for some of you, journaling is going to be very helpful in getting out all those negative thoughts. For others of you, again, it's about finding a healthy outlet. But really, try to stay out of your head. Try to stay out of those negative loops because they're not helpful. They do nothing but, create more turmoil and chaos in your own being. And then lastly, we got forge, don't follow, and perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. So, okay, again, we have this issue of perspective coming up. You may be needing to shift your perspective, see the bigger picture, okay? Take a step back from everything and, truly question, does this matter? Is what I'm stressing about, does it matter right now? What I am currently sulking about, is that going to matter in 5 years? Shift your perspective. Take a step back, zoom out, and see the higher perspective in everything. Try to find common ground with people, and also try to seek the highest perspective. Okay. And we also have forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader that you wish you had. I get a sense that a lot of you may be feeling alienated, okay? Especially if you are going through these heavy, dark night of the shadow, spiritual awakening. Especially if you guys feel like, you are in your head a lot and you have no one to talk to, no one who's going to understand. There's a reason why you feel alienated. You are not meant to be in the crowd. You were meant to be unique. You were meant to pave your own path and show other people the way. If you're out here being mad that other people are asleep, okay, it's because you were meant to be the herder. You are meant to be, I see people all the time. They're like, oh, this person's a sheep. Everybody's sheep. They're all asleep. That's not helpful. If you notice other people are sheep, that is because you are supposed to wake up to the fact that you are the herder. You are supposed to pave the path. You are supposed to show them how it's done. Okay? So, focus on your own path. Create your own destiny. Build your own riches. Build your own wealth. Build your own abundance. Do your own spiritual work. Evolve. Grow. You can do it. It is in your capability. And show people how it is done. Okay? You may have people who disagree with you. You may have people who bring resistance into your life. And you may have people who, tell you every which way. It could be everybody and your grandmother telling you what to do and what not to do. And I just have to say that you are going to be the one to prove them wrong and to show them how you are right by paving your own path. Remember to always keep good intentions. Keep your intentions high. And in the name of love, and in the name of light. And always do your best. And do where you feel you are called. Do what you are feeling called to do. Pave your own path. If everybody's telling you the sky is purple, but you know in your heart that it is blue, don't follow the herd, okay? So with that being said, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was able to help. I hope it was able to give you the clarity that you needed. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe. It would be it would be very nice of you to do so. It would help me tremendously, but if not, it is completely okay. If you enjoyed this a lot, you resonated a lot, I am open to private readings. All the information can be found in the description box and in the pinned comments, maybe. Mostly in the description box. But with that being said, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Alrighty, and welcome into those of you picking group number 2 with the seashell. We're going to go jump right on in and take a look at what you have been dealing with in your recent past. So we have Queen of Cups, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Fool. Okay, so we have 2 queens coming in off the bat. This is very strong divine feminine energy, so you may feel yourself resonating with the qualities of divine feminine. This is nurturing. This is cosmic womb energy. This is the energy of flow. Okay? If we think about it in terms of music, divine masculine would be the steady beat, while divine feminine is the melody on top of it. Divine feminine energy is dark, okay? And not dark as in negative, but it is the night. Whereas the divine masculine would be light. Divine feminine is intuitive, deep, thoughtful, soulful. Okay, she is allowing and receiving, whilst divine masculine energy is action-oriented. It is getting, it is going out, it is chasing. So in the recent past, you may have found yourself awakening to your own inner divine feminine energy. Queen of Cups, you could have felt yourself awakening to the qualities of being nurturing, emotionally in tune with yourself and others, empathic, creative, intuitive, feeling, sensitive to your environment, to the emotions around you, to things around you. Okay? And Queen of Wands, she's passionate, she's fiery. She has a lot of creative energy. Okay, this is momentum. She's very charming. She's also very warm. Okay, she's almost like the light. She's the sun. When she walks into a room, she cheers up the mood. Okay, and she has a lot of energy. This is, overall, this is you stepping into these powers, being in alignment with your emotions and being in alignment with your energy, building up your own energy, your own momentum. When feelings and energy come together, it creates an unstoppable magnetic force for manifestation. Okay, so this could be you stepping into that divine feminine energy. For others of you, you may be dealing with 1 or 2 or more people resonating with the energies of the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Wands. So you could be dealing with somebody who is a bit quiet, soft-spoken, sweet, shy perhaps, very intuitive, very sensitive, emotional, creative. Or you could also be dealing with someone, Queen of Wands, who is fiery, charming, passionate. Okay? This is somebody who is nurturing, but don't get her wrong, don't get her twisted, because she will fight for what she believes in without a doubt. Okay? So you may be dealing in the past with somebody of that nature, and the Fool card comes in saying that if you were dealing with somebody or more than one person, a new beginning had come up between you and this person or these people. Now for others of you, this Fool card represents a new beginning in your own life, in your own chapter, a new cycle, entering into a new season in your life, okay? And it feels blissful. It can be feeling really, really good right now. You could have just, things are changing, new things are happening, it's feeling exciting. It's almost like this idea of moving into a new place, in a new city, with new people. Okay, very new, exciting energy. The possibilities are limitless. New beginnings. So let's go ahead and take a look at any weaknesses or anything that you may have been struggling with. Okay, we have the 9 of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so with the 9 of Pentacles, you may have been struggling with or still are kind of, in this back and forth energy, struggling with being independent, growing for yourself. For some of you, this is struggling with being that strong, independent young woman who got her bag, gets her money, gets her coin, can provide for herself, can bring, things in for herself. Okay, you may have struggled with your own feminine energy in terms of manifestation, being able to tap into that divine feminine energy of letting things flow to you and receiving things. You may have been really used to being action oriented and going after what you want, and you may struggle with allowing things to come with you. And again, you may be struggling with being your own person, being independent, being by yourself, being alone. And then we also have the King of Pentacles here. So some of you maybe in the past have had trouble with a earth sign. Okay, this could be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Or you could also be struggling or had, some troubles with a divine masculine energy. Either another person or your own. So divine masculine energy, specifically the King of Pentacles. This is somebody who has built from the ground up. This is very much like the rags to riches type story. The King of Pentacles, what you need to know about him is that he was out there in the mud building his empire with the people. Okay, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He's not afraid to do the hard work, and that is exactly what he did. It's very much this rags to riches type energy. And he's known to have the Midas touch, meaning everything he touches turns to gold. So you may have struggled with somebody like that, or you may have struggled with actualizing this very high level King of Pentacles energy within yourself. You may find yourself at a low point or at a point where you feel like you are independent and alone, and you kind of have to fend for yourself in a way. And you may be struggling with actualizing and balancing both your feminine and masculine energies. Okay, maybe you are a person who is kind of in this rags position, and you're having, the trouble of connecting it full circle and going from rags to riches. Maybe that's a struggle for you or a difficulty for you right now at the moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what it is Spirit, the universe, your guides, your ancestors want you to know about what it is you are currently going through. Okay, what it is that you are experiencing. We have the Desert Prince. And this card says survival and false promises. Okay, so for some of you, you really may be in like this survival mode, okay? It could almost be feeling like the end of the world for some of you, and I'm not surprised just by how things are going right now. In the world, things are crazy, so this energy is unsurprising, okay? I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit from the book for you about this energy and what it is your guides, spirit guides, universe, whatever it is you believe in, wants you to know about this energy. Okay? The Desert Prince. When you stumble upon the Desert Prince, you receive a gift. The plant life that exists in the desert environment is well defended, tough, and succulent, even though it gets a little to no water. In spite of external conditions, extraordinary life can form and thrive. Be tough, have courage, and dare to dream no matter what the circumstances. It may seem like a hard time, but not only will you survive, you will thrive. In spite of conditions, you will succeed. Dry spells are also true tests of faith and courage. Expect nothing less than what is in your most precious dreams and watch miracles manifest. Right. So what your guides want you to know is you may be in this new beginning. You could have, I'm feeling for some of you, you guys could have been coming out from a really difficult situation, a hard situation, really pulling yourself out of the trenches, out of the mud for some of you. And you stumbled upon this beautiful new beginning, and you are stepping into this beautiful energy within yourself. But at the same time, Some of you may not be feeling ready. Some of you may be doubting yourself and feeling like, I cannot do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. Okay? And again, like this card is saying, this moment in time is not only a test of your faith and courage, but it is a test of your endurance and your strength and, your willingness to see through your visions, to see them through. You have everything you need. You are more than ready, okay? This card comes through as a sign that you have what it takes to pull yourself out. Not only will you survive what it is you are going through, you will thrive, okay? Let that be known. This is what your guides and your ancestors, your spirit guides, whatever it is you believe in, that's what they want you to know about this situation. Even though things may seem hopeless, okay? They're like, stop, take a minute and look at how far you've come. And look at where you are right now. You have come so far, and they want you to acknowledge that and to realize that you will not only get out of where you are at this moment, but you will do so much. You will flourish, okay? You may be feeling like you need other people or you need help, that you can't do it on your own. You may be feeling like you could never be that King of Pentacles who really, built his empire from the ground up, who's now able to provide for not only his family, but his whole kingdom. You may be feeling like that is not you, but that energy is in you. And honestly, that made me feel a little bit emotional. For some of you, this is really moving. This is what you needed to hear and understand. And I always say, whatever it is we go through, we would not be going through it if the universe, our higher self, our guides, our ancestors, our angels, again, whatever it is you believe in, did not believe us ready and able to go through it and handle it and grow through it. Not only go through it, but to grow through it, okay? So put all your worries aside, because you will come out of this and you will thrive. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the next steps that you should be taking, the next few baby steps to help put you into your highest alignment, to help, grow you, progress you, okay? We have the Empress, and we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Cups. The Empress, this is the third card in the tarot. This is major arcana. Major arcana energy is always very intense, whether quote unquote good or bad. And this is, like I said, the third card. 3 in numerology is very childlike energy, but it's always also a very special number. It's a very divine number, okay? Think about it. We have 3 stages of life: birth, the middle, and death. We have, you may have heard of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Spirit. Okay, we have the Mother, Son, and Child. And we also have the Mother, Maiden, and the Crone. So 3 is a very, very special number. Nikola Tesla knew the power of the numbers 3, 6, 9, and it is said that he used to go around his house, I believe, 3 times before entering his house. The man who invented electricity, mind you, knows the power of the number 3. So in the tarot, the Empress is all about this creation energy and this nurturing energy. So at this moment, at this present moment, you really need to dedicate yourself to nurturing yourself as if you were your own child, growing your own child. Nurture your hopes, your dreams, okay? Soothe those fears. For some of you, I'm hearing inner child healing is needed right now. For some of you, you were growing up in an environment where you had either your parents, your guardians, adults, teachers tell you that you cannot do things on your own, that you are not capable, and this is where the struggle's coming from. So you need to be working on inner child healing. The Empress is all about nurturing that and being able, this is divine feminine energy. And what did we talk about? We said flow and receptivity. really learning how to tap into your divine feminine power and allow things to flow to you. It's the power of manifestation. So maybe some of you need to really look into manifestation. Looking into the law of attraction, the law of detachment are two really big ones for manifestation. For others of you, this is creative energy. Okay? This is the cosmic womb energy. For some of you, this is saying you need to get on to those projects that you have been postponing, that song that you wanted to drop, you need to drop it, whatever it is you have been doing, the business account that you have been holding off, you need to make it. Whatever it is that you were thinking about creating and keeping it as an idea in your mind needs to come out right now. And you need to put it to work. You need to bring it to life. You need to take it out of your head and push it through your cosmic womb and bring it into reality. Okay? Another piece of advice, we got the 5 of Pentacles. As you can see, we have 2 people out in the cold walking. They are going door to door, seeking shelter, seeking, something. This is feeling of survival, of desperation, of being left out in the cold. For some of you, this is feelings of being ghosted, of just being discarded, thrown away. Some of you may be feeling like that. Like you were just tossed, thrown away, left for dead. Okay? Your advice is that this happened for you, not to you. And what I mean by that is you need to let whatever's trying to fall away or whatever, is trying to leave your life, you need to let it so that other things can come in. Okay? And for some of you, this is going to be about making the hard move of leaving something behind, even if it's going to put you a step back. So for example, a way that can manifest in the physical, some of you, let's say you have a really high position in work right now, but you don't want to be the manager of that store, or the manager of that whatever store for a long time. That's not what you want to do. Deep down that you don't want to be, let's say, like a manager of whatever fast food place. Deep down you actually want to start being a chef, and you want to cook, and you want to eventually manage your own store, open your own store. This card, the 5 of Pentacles, is saying that some of you are going to have to make that reluctant leave and, put yourself a step back. It's almost going to feel like you're putting yourself in survival mode again, or putting yourself at a disadvantage. That's what this card is all about. Okay? And some of you, it's saying that you need to do that. Some of you are holding back because there's a fear of having a step back. But sometimes you need to take 2 steps back to move 10 steps forward. Okay? So don't be afraid of doing that. Okay? Some of you, so for example, going back to the example that I talked about, some of you will have to quit that management position and say, I'm just going to take the shift lead, or I'm just going to be a regular old cashier now. Because you still need to make your coin, but now you need more time to really invest in yourself. Okay? So that's what you're being called to do. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So the advice behind the Knight of Cups is saying, make that offer, seize that opportunity. Cups is about our emotions and our emotional fulfillment. So Knights always come forward bringing something. So you have to imagine yourself as this Knight of Cups, okay, going on this journey to, fight the battle, rescue the princess, whatever it is. That can be a metaphor for your emotional fulfillment. The Knight of Cups is saying you need to do what you need to do to become and ensure your emotional fulfillment, because that is just as important as everything else. For some of you, this is going to be about creative projects, truly. For others of you, this is going to be about your emotions and learning how to balance your emotions and learning how to manage yourself. For a very small amount of you, this is about making a romantic offer or making a business offer with somebody and terms of creativity, a creative field. Maybe you opened a business and it wasn't doing really well. This is saying you need to branch out and get more people on your team. Okay? And then, last but not least, we have 2 more advices. We have wait, it is not yet time, things are being woven. And we have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, higher learning. So let's go ahead and read just a little bit about these cards. Okay, so for the wait card, in our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where an instant response is so often expected, at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take breath, to even let alone give ourselves space and rest, to wait and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you seek for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean wait, it is not yet time. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when on the surface it appears that nothing is happening. To remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring always does come. To remember that you don't need to solve all the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and good night's sleep. And this card is permission to slip, to slow down, to switch off and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you like, but if you gather up patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can even imagine. Okay. And then there's a little question for you to answer. It says, how can you slow down, be more patient, and wait? So that's really beautiful. And then we have Earth School as well. Right, so I feel like the wait card is very much resonating with, being in the survival mode and not really being able to see through the whole thing. Like this card said right here, you will thrive. But if right now you're still in the desert and you have not found that oasis, you have not seen your vision through, wait, pause. It'll come, divine orchestration, okay? And then we have Earth School. Planet Earth is a great initiation for the soul, and life lessons are the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't one-time lessons, but themes which we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. Life lessons aren't only about getting it right, they're also about getting it wrong. Remembering that Earth is a planet of polarity helps with this understanding. Each year, the study deepens more and more. If you pull this card while you're going through a difficult time, you are being prompted to remember that your soul came here to grow and learn. Try not to look at difficult times as getting it wrong. Instead, see them as opportunities for soul growth. If you can find a way to grow and soften your heart through the highs and lows, your soul is most definitely growing, which is the whole point. Pulling this card can also mean that you're being called to embark on a new area of study or growth. This could also be through structured learning, such as university, school, or training. If you're having difficulties in a relationship, you are being reminded that these are opportunities for soul growth. After all, relationships are known as the #1 way that we grow as souls while we are here on Earth. Okay. Really beautiful. So just the last message, for those of you resonating with this being, a new beginning with people. Okay? You may have had a fresh start with people, but you're at this stage or at this period where it's like you understand that you can no longer be reliant on other people. You can no longer be codependent on another person, and that scares you. But again, just reiterating the message that you will not only You are not only prepared and capable and able to be on your own and provide for yourself and do for yourself, you will thrive doing so. Okay? So, with that being said, this was your reading, group number 2. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe. If not, completely okay. But it does help me a lot. And if you guys resonated with this a lot, you want a private reading with me, I am open to those, and more information in the description box below. With that being said, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Alrighty, and welcome into those of you who chose group number 3 for your reading. And I just wanted to start off this by saying I do apologize if you hear any of the family or neighbors in the background. I personally don't mind. I love hearing people and just community, but if it bothers you, again, I apologize. Can't really help it. But we're going to go ahead and jump right on in and take a look at the recent past for some of you. So we have the 2 of Wands. We have this, I believe, King or Queen of Swords. And we have the 6 of Wands as well. Okay, so in the recent past, there was a situation that had come up that you have successfully, found yourself out of. You've successfully made your way out of a situation in the past, which has made you wiser. Okay, you've learned from it, but it wasn't without its struggles. The suit of the swords, okay, is one of the most difficult suits in the entire deck. It's filled with betrayal, backstabbing, heartache, pain. It's filled with, just your mind being your own enemy, restless nights, insomnia. It's filled with arguments, fighting, okay? It's a very, struggle type of suit. So you've successfully found yourself out of whatever situation it was in, and it has made you stronger and wiser. You truly learned from whatever it is you had gone through. Okay, and now the metaphor behind this whole card right here is that this person is wielding now the sword that was once in their own back. Okay, they're using it now as wisdom, right? So you may have come out of a situation successfully and you've grown and flourished beautifully, but there may be a part of you that is feeling a bit distant, a bit cold, maybe even a bit detached. Okay, nevertheless, from here, you are still kind of trying to see where to go from here. You feel a bit more in your power. You feel like you are a bit more ready to take on the world, to conquer the world. And so we do have the 6 of Wands here as well. Now, the 6 of Wands represents a victory. So whatever it is you came out of, it was successful, it was great, it was done with, but there's this sense of feeling like things are not yet over, like there's another wave of something coming and you don't quite know what it is, okay? All that you know is that you've survived whatever dark night of the soul or situation you were in, and you're stronger now, but you feel like you're not done yet. Something's still brewing, okay? And as you can see, in the 6 of Wands, we have the knight or the head or whatever kind of out here, and he's being cheered on by all these people. So it represents a victorious battle, right? But all these warriors are bloodstained. They just came back out of fighting, and this man, he's going back into battle. So things are not yet over. There's a storm brewing in the background. You're kind of feeling a bit tense, okay? You may be feeling like you need to be preparing for something, or like, universe, God, whatever it is giving you a breather right now, but you're like, I don't quite know if there's going to be any peace or resting yet. Now, what you may be struggling with, or a weakness that you may have. Okay, we have the Star card right here. And we have the 9 of Wands right here. And the message that I'm getting from these cards right now is that life does not have to be survival all the time. Life does not have to be struggle all the time. In this Star card, what you may be having difficulty with seeing, we have this embodiment. I believe this is supposed to be an embodiment of the god Osiris. But coming through as a struggle for you, you may be struggling to see, divinity in your life. You may be struggling to see how things are actually magical. People could say, oh, the universe is divinely orchestrating, things for you. People could be saying, oh, your ancestors are watching over you. They're listening. They're here. Or your guides are helping you, whatnot. And you could be having a hard time believing it. Okay, you really, you're feeling like, I'm on this on my own. Like spiritual helpers, I don't know them. Okay, you could really be struggling with that belief. And then as you can see here, we have this flower. And hopefully I can get it to focus. We have this flower in the back. I hope you can see it well. This represents your passions, your drives. So in the past, some of you maybe have been struggling to really see through your visions of your big goals and your dreams, feeling like it's impossible or very far away. Okay? Feeling like it's going to take a miracle for me to get where I need to be. Feeling like it's going to take so much for me to finally actualize this vision, actualize and manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest and bring into your life. Okay? And I feel like this has made you kind of restless. You've really been seeking and going and putting a lot of work and action into it. This is non-stop hustle energy, and this could very much be what this past energy is talking about. It's just you wake up, you go into battle, you detach your emotions, you do what you need to do to get it done. Okay, it's that grind and never-ending hustle type energy. But coming through as another weakness for you, we got the 9 of Wands. Now in this deck, this right here, this cave in the background represents this cosmic womb. We have the divine feminine standing in front of it. And this cave represents rest, rejuvenation. And outside of the cave, we have this warrior standing and kind of looking in, being seduced by the idea of rest, of taking a break. But, he's still outside of the cave. And so you may be somebody who struggles with giving yourself a break. You may be somebody who struggles with resting. So there's two things that you may be struggling with. On one hand, you may be struggling with, allowing divine orchestration, divine intervention, simply because you don't believe in it or you haven't seen it yet. And so it's hard for you. Okay, you see everybody talking about, oh, my angels, my guides, my, God, the universe this, the universe that, signs this, signs that. And you're out here I just do not get it. I don't understand. Okay. And then for others of you with that star card, it can just be about, feeling like your dreams and your goals are so far away. Okay, it's that feeling of it's I know one day it'll happen, but man, it feels far away. It's difficult. Okay? And because you're in this energy of, whether or not the universe is there for me or not, it's I'm going to grind, I'm going to hustle, I'm going to make it happen. Whether or not, there's somebody helping me on the other side. And it's even though I feel like this vision is super far away, what I'm trying to do and build is super far away, it's I'm going to work relentlessly, day in and day out. Okay, that's why we have the 2 of Wands here. He's kind of, planning. He's seeing where to go from here. He's holding this glowing orb in his hand, which kind of looks like the sun, and sun is masculine energy. This is divine masculine, so this is action-oriented energy. And then the divine feminine side of you. She's kind of closed off. She's feeling a bit cold, a bit detached maybe, just because of what she's been through or what she has to do to get through the day. For some of you, I'm feeling it's I can't focus on, relationships, my emotions, feelings, you know, anything outside of my work and my grind, because that is just going to deter me or, you know, put me off track. And it's like every day that you wake up, it feels like you're going into battle again. And so it's like you really have this struggle, this hard time finding time for yourself to rest, to rejuvenate, to tap in with that divine feminine energy that we all have within us, that divine cosmic womb of self-soothing, of nurturing. So what is it that your guides, that your angels, that the universe, that divine source energy wants you to know? Whatever it is you believe in. Let's see. We have the camel boy in the reverse. And this says small steps and asking for help. So I'm going to go ahead and read this a bit from the book and see what it says. So it says, the camel boy challenges you to stop the course of action that you are on and get busy with mundane chores. Nothing can happen right now to move you forward in your inquiry any more quickly. This is the time to chop wood and carry water, attend to your home, wash your car, and declutter your closets. Okay, so I'm already getting this imagery of like somebody, you know, focusing so much on this one thing, and I'm just going to use an example. But let's say you're focusing so much on like your writing career. That is all you do. And it's all you do so much to the point that it's like you got dishes piling up, your laundry hasn't been washed in 2 weeks, you're neglecting your relationships, you're neglecting yourself, okay, your need to eat. You could even be neglecting your emotions, not taking care of yourself, not checking in with yourself, not taking time to process things, okay? So that's what I'm picking up. And it says, attend to your home, wash your car, declutter your closets. A spring cleaning is in order, right? So you need to understand that by putting off all these things, while it creates a physical mess and physical clutter, that external reality is also going to mirror your internal realities. Okay? If you think that, you know, a messy home is bad, just imagine having blockages in your energy. So you may need some spring cleaning externally, as well as internally checking in with yourself to clear up any resistance or energetic blockages that you have created from straining yourself so much, from pushing yourself past the limit. For some of you, I'm getting it's like all you do is work. Make that paycheck to paycheck. Okay. Look, and look, it even says you may also need a spring cleaning of your thoughts. Come on, bestie. So it says meditation would help too. And that said, if you do all the small things now, the big ones are accomplished as if by magic. And always when you stop trying to do it all at once and all by yourself, another message is a warning to stop attempting to accomplish everything single-handedly, expecting that no one will ever come to help. Try letting them. Now is the time to relinquish control. Okay, so not only doing spring cleaning within and without, also giving yourself a break, not trying to do everything all at once. And then a bigger message for some of you is like, let's say you're somebody who's like trying to drop an album, for example. And it's like you want that album done like now, as soon as possible. So you spend morning to night working on it, putting everything in it. And that's kind of, these cards are saying, you know, you need to slow down and take a step back and realize that that may be a bit more detrimental than it is helpful to you. Okay, as the saying goes, lay a brick a day, and by, you know, within like 90 days, you'll have a whole little forts built. You know, you could lay a brick a day and eventually you'll have the whole house. Don't try to build the whole house overnight. Okay, so this is saying maybe do the baby steps. Maybe you're so stressed out because it's like you have a million tasks that you're trying to do, when really you need to focus on one and do that to the best of your ability in an allocated time. Okay? So that's what Spirit wants you to know about where you're at right now. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the advice that you need, your next baby steps for alignment, growth, and progress. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Nine of Swords. So the Two of Cups, this is talking about harmonious relationships. So for some of you, you may be needing to make harmony with those in your life that you may be, have felt disharmonious relationships that you may be neglecting. Okay, this isn't saying patch things up and become best buddies with somebody who disrespected you and you're no longer talking to. No, this is saying, you may benefit from just spending time with your people and creating harmony and peace in that sense. Okay? This can also be referring to inner union and harmonizing both your divine feminine and divine masculine energies, like what we said in the very beginning with this Queen of Swords right here. Your divine feminine, she's a bit cold right now. She's a bit closed off. She needs loving attention. And how you give your inner divine feminine energy, you check in with your emotions, you check in with your health. Okay, imagine yourself being a mother to yourself. What would a mother do to check in with her child? That's how you got to approach yourself. And then we also have the Nine of Cups right here. The Nine of Cups is all about maintaining that vision that you have, and like this card said, taking the steps needed to achieve it. Baby steps, okay? A brick a day. Don't try to achieve the whole thing overnight. And the Nine of Swords, this is talking about how your own mind may be your biggest enemy at the moment. You could be having stressful nights, overthinking, anxiety, really deep in your head, worrying. Okay, a lot of negative thoughts, insomnia. This is saying you need to take a step back, quiet your mind, and really learn how to cultivate a peaceful mind, a peaceful inner monologue. Because if there is internal chaos, that internal chaos is going to manifest on the outside. Okay? So you really need to take some stress off of your plate and really learn how to manage your mind. For some of you, your thoughts are just downright unhelpful to you at the moment. Okay, you guys are so stressed, for some of you, to the point where you are having trouble sleeping or having trouble waking up, or both. That's a sign you need to nurture your divine feminine energy, nurture yourself, treat yourself as if you're your own child, and see what you need to do for yourself. Get out of your head. Stop letting anguish, the past, all these thoughts really get out of your head. Some of you have like a million tabs open in your mind. Close those tabs, okay? And then we also have a new earth and lost lands. So lost lands, this says soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. And a new earth says it is happening. Keep holding on to the vision. Okay, so very strongly for some of you who are like, doubting that goal that you have in mind. Some of you, like, I can feel like you have this vision of yourself on stage, publishing that book, opening that store, okay? And sometimes it feels like it's slipping from you. Keep holding on to that vision because it is happening, okay? You are not any less special or different from the people who have accomplished their own visions and goals. So I'm going to read a little bit about these cards for you from the booklet itself. And it says, so Lost Lands. The world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and gifts come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but you feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you have done this before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and ideas you are receiving are divinely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. Some think that lost lands exist in the past, others believe they exist today. And this person says, if this card comes to you, perhaps a wisdom of lost lands such as Lemuria, Atlantis, Avalon exists within you. And through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of these ancient lands. And it says, so we can learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. So there was something that really caught my attention. It says, perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. This is so facts, and I'm going to tell you guys something crazy. You may not believe me. I don't care if you don't believe me, but what I'm doing right here, reading tarot cards, okay? A lot of it is can I speak? A lot of it is memorizing, there we go, the meanings behind these cards, these tarot cards. A lot of it, though, is also intuitive. I am an intuitive reader and I am a channeler. This is very much in my bloodline for many, many years, for many generations. Okay, so with that being said, recently I have been getting into learning how to channel from past lives or from my bloodline and from my ancestry. And I don't always recommend drinking, okay? Alcohol is spirits. Okay, it's like that for a reason. But there was this one time that I was having a little something to drink, okay? And I was practicing channeling, okay? Channeling through my ancestors. And that's the only time I will ever channel with alcohol, is if it's me. If I can connect to my own blood and my own bloodline. Other than that, like, I don't ever mess with channeling and drinking at the same time unless it's myself. So I was channeling through myself, my own ancestors. Okay, and I didn't have too much to drink, just enough to give me that, boost of confidence in this ability. Because again, this is something that I'm still learning how to do. So I pick up a guitar. Mind you, I don't really know how to play guitar. I can, pluck a little bit. I don't know how to play guitar. So I sat down with it. And I just began getting into the mood of channeling one of my ancestors, because I had felt like there was a male ancestor on my paternal line that was very artistic and very, just artistically talented and gifted. And so I just start plucking on this guitar, okay, channeling what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden, I start getting a feel for this ancestor's energy. I feel the male presence, I feel his personality coming through, I feel his energy. I feel that artistry coming through. I feel very, very deeply connected to this ancestor. And I start playing guitar. Like, I kid you not. I'm telling you guys, I don't really know how to play that well. And I'm doing this in front of, like, people. I'm with my friends, I'm with my family. We're, having a little kickback, enjoying ourselves. I start playing. And I'm like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it, okay? And I kid you not, the things that I'm playing, it was legit. It was like I was actually playing stuff, but the thing about it was that it was sounding very, Oriental, Middle Eastern type scale. And growing up, I've had musical training, so I've, vocal training. So I've had, I know the Western scale. I know, that scale. I've never really messed with the Middle Eastern, Egyptian, whatever you want to call it, scales. I've never looked into it, never studied it. I don't even know how to do it off the top of my head right now. But that was exactly what I was playing from that scale. And, just for background, my paternal lineage is from that area as well. So it was crazy. Like, it literally was sounding something straight out from the deserts, okay? It was the most beautiful sensation. And so when this card says that, your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine, that is so true, and it is available to tap into at any time, at any moment, if you believe and try and practice, okay? Another example. Animals. Animals know when a storm is about to happen, when an earthquake is about to happen, you know, when a natural disaster is about to go down, because they're naturally connected with Earth's frequencies. We are the same, except we have been programmed otherwise. Okay? That's why you have to trust yourself, trust your body, trust your instincts, trust your gut, trust what you are feeling, because your body is a thing of nature, is a vessel of nature, just like all these other animals in nature. And it knows as well. So, you have done this before. Trust yourself and trust where you are led. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and read from A New Earth. And maybe I'll do an in-depth video on like all my experiences with channeling, because it's been such a crazy ride. But maybe we'll see. But anyways, A New Earth. Don't give up now. You are closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you are facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they even exist. Tend to the new seeds and dream them into existence. Do not lose faith. Keep your focus fixed. Okay? Whether you are bringing it about through prayer, meditation, or working on a new project, job, or creation, keep going. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age and times of change never is. But you're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working towards for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you will be able to sit back and watch all that you have so carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. It is possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You are closer than you think, okay? So with that being said, y'all, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a comment, a like, maybe even subscribe. But if not, completely okay, although it does help me a lot. But with that being said, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye.